All right, we're back.
We're live. First time in a while.
Yeah, we'll be back next week too, and the week after that. The week
2 weeks is Black Friday.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. We're doing a podcast then too, live stream all day. A lot of different subsections of live streaming. Try to drum up the monies, get people to beat last year's sales. That'd be awesome.
And then next week at this time is when the winner will be announced, correct?
Correct, yeah. So we're going to do the M2 drawing. Huge success. Super pumped about it. So thanks to everybody for participating. We had a little snafu there. The people ordered from like 11 p.m. to 12 p.m. because of daylight savings time. But I promise you're all good. If you log in, you'll be able to see your entries. It was a simple click that Bryce had to do. So somebody sent me an email and said, if you don't fix this, I believe it's rigged. I'm like, how do you get to that conclusion? that like, the last last 100 orders or something had just had a message in it that was, incorrect because of the way we built the system. We're trying to build it so it's somewhat automated so we can do more of these. And I'd love to do some garage giveaways and stuff like that. But let's hope for another Florida winner. I have a bad feeling about this one. My prediction last night was that someone in Minnesota would win, which would be, I could get the car there reasonably, cost effectively, but if someone in, northern British Columbia wins, I'm screwed. So
yeah, I saw that. I was on my way back from Orlando, saw the live stream. So you picked Minnesota. Kate picked New Jersey. Mm-hmm. I didn't hear. Did Ryan pick a state?
He picked
New Mexico.
New Mexico. What's your pick?
That's a good question. I should have thought of that. I'm going to go. We had a winner already from Idaho, you said, in North Carolina. Mm-hmm. Although I guess Emmanuel was technically Hawaii when he won it, but then we built the garage. And
yeah.
I'm going to go. I'll go off the grid a little. We'll say. I'm going to go Colorado.
Yeah, that's a good gamble. Good guess. Yeah. So
I wonder if we could look at that info, like how many entries per state, if we could dig and find that out.
Yeah, I'm sure we could, but I don't care that much. But I've been polishing.
Yeah. Ooh.
So the new HLR 75 is the battery powered 3-inch Rupes is amazing, with one exception. It's when you kind of get in the groove of polishing, in order to be super efficient and not have it squirt polish all over the garage, you probably want to turn it off after every set of passes. But then you kind of get confident, like, I don't need to do that. And you hold the neck. But then, I bumped my leg while I just loaded it up, and zings polish all over me. So they're going to have a new trigger mechanism because the current way it works is a gosh darn disaster. I mean, I've never made such a mess polishing in my life. So yeah, I think there's certainly a room for improvement, but the thing is really great. The other thing I notice is that it has a difficult time when your foam pads get loaded up with polish, especially if it gets loaded up unevenly. It kind of loses its balance, and it works really, really well with the microfiber pads. And I think we're going to make the transition to the microfiber Rupes pads. I like them a lot. But it's non-traditional. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Todd and Brad from Rupes come up or come over, wherever they are, come here, and we're going to launch the pads, and also I'm telling you, the Rupes polish. And many of you have told me this, I just don't listen. The DA coarse compound is amazing. So I'm excited for the launch of that as well. So we'll talk about more. I talked about it in the SEMA video with Todd, but he kind of set me straight on the same thing with Jason Rose. I spent a little bit of time with him talking about it. The microfiber pads, even though they're blue, yellow, and white, blue is what they would call aggressive or coarse. Yellow would be in the middle, and white would be for finishing. But don't think about it that way with the microfiber pads. They did that to keep the theme, but like I was using the white pad, it just has more interface. It has a more cushion to carry contours and stuff like that. And I actually found the blue pad to be the least useful because it didn't contour as much. But I found them all to cut pretty much the same.
Let's see. Let's get to some questions here in the chat. This is from James Flynn in the chat. Hey, Matt and Chris, any plans to make labels for the Solo-powered spray bottle? I'm working my way to getting a Solo for everything, and I love how nice your press-all labels look.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be tricky because of how curved that bottle is, but yeah, that's the goal. The goal would be to have labels for everything. Also, work with Solo to make my long-term goal would be to have, again, a matching set of where you'd have press-all sprayers, you have Solo battery-powered sprayers for some products, and have it all matching. Maybe even talk Marilex into making a matching pump sprayer bottle. So imagine that I use multiple brands that are best in class of each category that all interfaced and communicated, and then built a system that matched with gallons, squeeze bottles for soaps, spray heads. It could be remarkable. So I'm going to chase that.
Joseph Korger, in the chat says, Happy Friday, Matt and Chris. My question for the day is, what about Wolf's glass sealant? Do you like better than just coating the windshield with, say, CSL or a similar coating?
If you coat it, you'll end up distorting a bit. So a coating, you'll be able to kind of see. It'll distort your windshield a bit. So I never put it on the windshield. I only put it on the sides and the rear. And you'll also likely end up with a wiper judder. I've never done it, but the beauty of Wolf's is that it works really well with your wipers. Not a great product for somebody who doesn't manage their wipers a lot. You'd have to put it on a lot more often.
All right, RIL850 says, Hey, Matt, NAD C700 with emit 10 or PSB Alpha P5, no sub.
Yeah, I definitely do emit 10s.
All right, Matt, how do you feel about the new M2? Mr. Schnell wants to know.
I like it a lot. I'm trying to get one. The plan, I've said this a few times, but the plan is I got the G80 coming. We'll see, unless I just fall in love with the G80, which I find unlikely. So the G80 is coming. I'm going to polish that, do some modifications, take that up to Helen. It'll be at the house. And then I'd like to replace that with the M2 to stay at the Helen house. So that's my plan.
All right. Speaking of that, RFR wants to know what made you get the G80.
I want to have a car at the Helen house, and I want to be able to turn it over. I want to be able to get a new one regularly. And I don't want to be dealing with used cars. Plus, the new car buying experience is a lot of fun. So I want to be able to, and also not have maintenance issues and things like that. Basically, by the time any maintenance needs to be done, tires and things like that, I just get a new one, and do that often. And I think I can figure out a way to, through giveaways, through buying the car, buying the right cars. I could probably, they'll be pretty low mileage, so I can probably get in and out of it for no money. I'm not looking to make money on the rentals, but let's say that I had 15 rentals in the year, and the car depreciated $15,000. It's a wash, and then if it was depreciated more, but the car was cool, like if it had a cool color or something like this purple one, maybe a giveaway would make sense on that. I bring it back home. I do like a crazier suspension and things like that when I bring it back here, but different front lip or something like that, and do a giveaway on it. So the methodology here is that I'd love to do that with like Caymans, but you can't get them. You can get an M3. An M3 is much more attainable. M2s, same thing. So I could get one of those every 9 to 12 months, whereas forget trying to get a Cayman, at least in the current environment. Otherwise, I'd love to do like Cayman GTSs or something like that and just keep turning those over. But they're also not as modifiable, not as much fun stuff to do on a Porsche. But that's the methodology there. That's why I'm doing the G80, even though it's not like I wouldn't buy the G80 now if it wasn't for this purpose of going to the Helen house.
Kevin Peluche in the chat says, I believe that Swiss Track sold my home for me. They loved them. I guess the new buyers enjoy the Swiss Tracks. Huh.
Yeah, that is the one disadvantage. If you build your garage and you show it when you're selling it, you're not going to be able to walk away with any of your stuff. They're going to want that. Now, you could play hardball and convince them to pay for it, but generally they're going to want that as part of the deal.
Let's see. Now we have people who had chimed in earlier with their predictions for where it was going to go, the winter.
Yeah.
So Brad Hone, of course, he's up there in the Pacific Northwest, so he says that.
Yeah.
Winter in Texas for sure. Washington.
Yeah.
Will Layton says he thinks Georgia, smiley face. Oklahoma, Kansas, Colorado,
I suspect that would be the home of all of these particular participants, right?
Georgia would be nice. That's not too far away. Maybe the winner's in Helen, Georgia, and you can go up there and drop it off.
That'd be great.
Let's see. Gounja says, "Hey, Matt, I got concrete dust on the roof and hood of my car.
Mm-hmm.
If I use the OG Decon soap, will it affect my ceramic coating?"
No, it won't. That'd be a good idea because it's super lubricating, and I rinse really well, and then use Decon soap. So nope. I use it all the time on the coating. It won't take that off. It might affect, like, if you have drying aid on there, it'll probably yank some of that off, but the coating it won't get to.
All right, Travis wants to know, when will we get some info on the OG spotless rinse for the pressure washer?
Soon. We're going to be mocking up next week, and then starting to test different resins and stuff like that. We don't have the we just have the bare tanks. We don't have all the fancy stuff we're going to have, like gauges and things like that yet. We're still working on the industrial design, the SolidWorks design of it. And then once we get the thing mocked and working, then we'll order prototypes of our system that we're going to use for our mounting system and our cart model system. So, I mean, we're going to be working on it all winter, and we'll keep you posted. And I should probably keep this all hush hush, but I'll show it. That's what I do.
Let's see. Trey CP was there. How much did Mike pay for his truck? I don't know, Trey CP.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But yet he was very clear about the fact that he kept his old truck too. He didn't ditch the old one, so he still has that one. Neil White says, "Hey Matt, on one of your SEMA videos, you were briefly talking about a company and intellectual property theft.
Yep.
Which company were you talking about?"
Max Shine. Yeah, the Max Shine stuff is just Chinese. Just go to the Max Shine website. It's a darn Chinese theft site. They just steal everything. They've got Microfiber Madness. They stole all their ideas. They stole all of the brushes. The polishers are Rupes. That stool is what Griot's, but Griot's and Adams just used that Chinese stool anyway. Every single thing there, everything is stolen. The whole thing. It's a bunch of garbage. And so when you walk by the booth and you look at the people that are working there, they're just the type of people that will compromise. They don't have an ethic. They have this belief that, they didn't protect it. So, and even if they did, this is open for everybody. What is that? That's their product line.
Yeah, this is like if you go back to the home page from that page that I started on.
They have a new product line called Drive.
Yeah.
Sure, that's all stolen. But first of all, the stuff isn't any good. And secondly, what I was ranting about, or hoping that some young detailers would take this to heart, as well as anybody who has any affinity or any love for detailing. Why would you support a company that is stealing from the companies that are supporting and creating great things for us to use? It's just wrong. And forget me selling crap. I wouldn't want to buy that stuff whether I was in this business or not. But people keep supporting it. There's the one YouTuber guy, and it's pretty common. I mean, the guy copies all the pressure washing videos. He makes a beeline. I saw it popped up in my feed. He makes a beeline for Max Shine booth because clearly they're paying them, and they'll be selling that stuff and referencing it and sending people that way. It's like the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of. Like you're completely. You're just spitting in the face. It's like you're spitting in your own face. It's like you put your head out the window and you hawk a loogie into the wind right into your own face, and it's coming and it hit you right in the eye.
You're surprised.
It's like that's what it is. It makes no sense to me. I would never do that. It's so anyway. That's what I was talking about. And they're the ones. They're the big. Their big new product this year was Detail Factory brushes that they stole from Detail Factory that aren't nearly as good, but yet people will buy them because these are the same people that are first, they'll cut in line. They're the same people that leave their cart in the middle of the parking lot. They're the same people. They have just a different philosophy in life. They're the same people who, complain about everything, return everything. They're the ones who will like buy things on Amazon and put like an old thing in the box and send it back. That's the microcosm of their entire existence. You don't want to be that way. You want to be better, because then that's going to come back. I truly believe this. It comes back around to you. Then you end up with customers just like that. You end up with people taking advantage of you. You end up, with more losses than wins because of this mentality. And it's a lifelong mentality that I think you want to try to avoid.
Let's see here. Jeff C. in the chat wanted to know, will you have the vacuum solution ready in time for Black Friday?
No. Nope.
It's got a little ways to go.
Yeah, it's not ready.
Ken Jeeper says the last wash and talk was a perfect time to try Absolute RW. I guess that's rinseless wash. Do you have that? Have you used that?
I don't really see the point of that, but I'll try it.
How can you see it?
Like, I'm not sure what the point of the product is, but it's you basically use it as a detail spray, I guess. But I don't really do that, so I'm not super excited about that.
KTT88 says, are the podcasts still being posted to Spotify? I can't always tune in live, but I'd still love to listen. I don't know. I think so.
Yeah, should be.
Bryce or Mike T, you guys can chime in the chat there. Kevin Hawthorne says, good afternoon from Lakeland, Florida. Hey, Kevin, come up and visit. You're not too far away. Let's see. Any news on the GT3 touring? The project viewer wants to know.
Nothing. Just sitting in production status, which I think tons and tons of cars are. So, I mean, it'd be really sad, but I think there's a high probability that I get the call and say, you know what, production's over, and you didn't get one. So, we'll see.
Slice of ham. That's an interesting one. Thanks, Matt, for keeping it real. Looking forward to using the new products that I purchased last night. Thanks, Slice. Appreciate that. Everyone, says Al, should get a set of Press-All bottles. Experience the difference in quality. Yeah, we had a Press-All sampler basically as part of the giveaway, which was pretty popular.
Yeah. Press-All's not 100% yet, but we're working on it.
Aiden Mills, super chat, $4.99. Whatever happened to the garage product in Chatham, New Jersey?
Chatham,
New Jersey?
Yeah, that's Mr. Bob's garage. It got completed. We didn't do the install. His guy did the install, and I just never got back up there. I was planning to go back up, and then then COVID. Traveling was annoying, and so at some point I'll get back up there and shoot video on that garage. But that garage has Brewster green, the same color as my car. Lista cabinets.
Ooh.
It has some amazing stuff in there.
Super chat, $9.99 from our friend Spencer up in the Dakotas. I know it's not much, but just wanted to say thank you for taking time out of your day at the SEMA show on Friday outside the Rupes booth to talk to me and my employee. Can't wait for next year.
Yeah, SEMA's awesome.
Excellent. Thanks, Spencer. Let's see. Henry Collins wants to know, does the giveaway winner get any of the stock parts?
All of them, yeah. Yep.
Just throw them in the back.
Yep.
Let's see. C-Mac wants to know, what sort of Black Friday deals are there this year? Are there any exceptions that we should know about? What about for Inside the Hex?
I believe Rupes machines are the only thing
They don't let
that is not allowed. But
we worked on some other stuff like
Sabre cabinet is in.
Mm-hmm.
So Sabre has a deal for us on everything, I believe, except for the closets. So Sabre's never been in. So Sabre's in, and Sabre is pretty stocked. So like if you ordered your cabinets, you'd have it in 4 or 5 weeks, depending on how much we sell.
What else? Milwaukee? I think we're still working on Milwaukee. In the past, that hasn't been eligible.
Yeah, Milwaukee won't be on sale, but I think we'll be able to provide pre-shipping. So we might just, I'm not sure. We have to figure out the Milwaukee stuff. Yeah, and so Inside the Hex, if you come in Inside the Hex member, you get one additional 5% off.
So it's 15% off then.
Yep. And it's tough because some of these things don't even have that much margin. So, the extra 5% is not life changing, but we certainly appreciate you guys helping us change the world here.
Also, for Inside the Hex, when we print the orders, we move those to the front of the line, which
Yeah.
doesn't seem like much, but when you print 100 or 200 orders, it can mean a day or two getting to you quicker.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Active 2.0 is a good. Is it good for an entry-level pressure washer?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even call it entry level. It's a step above entry level. Yeah, it's the standard. It's the way to go.
Ethan Vogel says he's winning the giveaway,
Okay.
and he cannot wait to take the M2 to Rocky Rocco's. Obviously, going to eat some pizza and breadsticks in it.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah, there you go.
That's good stuff. All right, Donnie, Tomko says planning on doing CSL EXO tomorrow on my car, along with paint correction.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any issues with the decon soap on PPF?
No problem at all.
Okay, and when I do the iron remover, should I just apply after washing off the decon soap?
Yeah, so you do decon soap first, then iron removal, then your auto scrub or whatever, your clay bar, then dry it.
All right, let's see. What is on Tommy's list for interior cleaner testing? Jason Bratt wants to know. I think he's got
I have a pending conversation with Griot's Garage about the possibility of being able to buy it. The P&S stuff is great. The Griot's is better. The other thing, we have another bottle of Next Set Cockpit again to see if that's doesn't smell like urinal cakes anymore. I got a bottle of it, I got to use it. So that's another option. The problem with that has always been availability, here in the U.S. And then we have a few samples from B&B to test out, and so we'll put these all to test and see what's doing. I don't really have a problem with P&S, but all the guys have been trying to talk me into doing something different. So if Tommy and the crew wants to do the work, I'm happy to be a part of it.
Trera wants to know if you would buy a Canadian GT3 RS. What's the difference there, other than the speedometer?
Kilometers? Yeah, that'd be it, I think.
Okay. Let's see. Hakalugi Into the Wind. Brad says that should be a new Mattyism. Put that on the next shirt.
Yeah.
Spencer has the next giveaway idea. OG shop giveaway. Like the garage giveaway, but instead for a detail shop. Could do the office, a lift, KWS 700, Creed lighting.
Yeah. I mean, it really isn't that much different. So, I mean, if you were a detail shop owner, we'd probably still do the same thing, We just may have to cut a few corners depending on what we set our budget at. But, yeah, I mean, it's if someone had a detail shop and it would have won, we sure would have done it.
All right, our friend up in Minnesota, Dan Pfeiffer, says the point of Absolute is a rinseless wash. Exactly the same usage as ONR. It's not specifically a detail spray.
Yeah, but it's I thought it was more of like a waterless wash. But I guess you can dilute it.
Do you have any thoughts or know anything about the Matt Farah Porsche build?
No.
All right, James Clark, our big-headed Publix buddy, says, afternoon, Chris and Matt. I ordered a hat from the M2 giveaway. Still missing the Richardson hats, though. Did we give up on them being able to give us stock? Yes, basically. And then I think Bryce responded there, Richardson hats are over a year out. I don't know what the deal is with them. But
Yeah.
do you ever think about having distribution center in California or somewhere closer? Mikey wants to know. Shipping is a big turnoff to buy all the way from Florida.
Yeah, on the longer-term plan. But for now, no. We get our international stuff set up first, and then end up with the West Coast. I certainly wouldn't put in California, but somewhere over there, maybe like Arizona would be a decent spot, or Nevada, something like that.
Yeah, Mikey, we definitely notice an uptick in sales during Black Friday because that's when we do our free shipping. So all our buddies in California get lots and lots of gallons at that time.
Yeah, then I lose a bunch of money.
Ray wants to know, hey, Matt, I'm loving the Helen series. How are you coping with the slower pace it seems to be? I've always itching to get to the end of every single project.
Yeah, I mean, the phase has helped me out a lot, of saying, okay, this is the phase, so I feel the sense of satisfaction from completion of a phase, and so that's helped me quite a bit. So I've really enjoyed it, and doing all the different things. Mike kind of framed out and drywalled the ceiling for the bunk room, so we made some progress there, and we're going back December 15th. He's going to sort of finish that, paint that. The beds are due in March, So the bed frames. I'm glad I ordered them. I didn't think it would take forever. The other thing we got to do is the door there, so we're going to get that all figured out and ordered up. I'm going to try to do some mountain biking when I go up there in December. Maybe do a couple more hikes. We got to work on the hiking videos. We have all the content, now we have to put the video and the page together. If you go to destinationog.com, you see closets and outdoor kitchen stuff starting to come together. So my life the last 4 or 5 years has been nothing but a constant evolution. So I've gotten used to that.
Jeff G says, afternoon, gents. I bought a new house. I'm looking to install newer, better, quieter garage door opener. Mm-hmm. Are there any good options or recommendations other than big box store products?
No, I mean, the standard is the LiftMaster 8500 is what you want. I really hate the Wi-Fi part of it, so I would buy the non-Wi-Fi enabled LiftMaster 8500. It's much quieter. It's a jack shaft operator, so it goes on the wall. And on the tube rather than in the middle of the ceiling. That's the standard, the way to go. Much quieter.
All right. We got a super chat here from Redith Graham, $5 US. OG spec garden hose stainless steel company is going to be an option? ? Brass is just, as you know, not reliable. Anything brass outside just dies.
I think he's probably talking about the ferrules and the fittings on the hose. Yeah, at some point we like to track that. That's not really common, so we're probably gonna have to have somebody make it, but I'd like to have that.
Let's see here. Rob has a good idea for us. Rag Company towels made in exclusive colors for OG could be your first co-brand.
Yeah, I mean, they would do that for me. My fear is the lead times and the stocking of it. It would take a long time for them to get stocked up and me to get stocked up. So that's the dicey part, but they'll do it for sure.
Sean G said, I joined Inside the Hex to take advantage of the giveaway. First video I watched was a great conversation with Pan and yourself. Thanks for sharing a little more insight about yourselves.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, the Inside the Hex is, I if I were watching any of these videos, I would do that. It's $5, or $8 for a month or something like that. If you wanted to, you could just pay the $8 and just hang out in there for 1 month and watch everything, or it's $60 for the year. So I'm a huge fan of myself and Inside the Hex. Shoot.
Mikey wants to know, is there a difference with M2CS1 gun orders and regular ones in terms of shipping? Is one coming sooner than the other?
No. Just order.
Just a matter of when the order was placed.
Yep.
Let's see. Real Therapy, I'm a little confused by this. Maybe you know what he's saying. Is it possible to connect to an electric pressure washer together? Oh, I guess he meant two. TWO. Two electric pressure washers together to get more GPM.
I don't know how. I'm sure you could. I'm not sure how that would work. You'd kind of tee in off, so you Y into the main hose. I'm not sure. It's not a bad idea. Something we might try out. That'd be kind of fun. It's a good idea. Let's stick to Active 2.0s. Let's get a little Y adapter or a little T, and let's see what happens. So you
have two Cobra Jet hoses coming off, and they meet at the Y, and then interesting. All right, Real Therapy.
Let's try that. That'd be a fun video.
Dionysus says, have you tried Nilfisk pressure washers? Just bought my C130, and it's pretty cool.
We don't have them here, I don't think, in the U.S., so no, I haven't. I've reached out to them, but that was a few years ago, but I don't believe they have one in here in the U.S., unless he's in the U.S. and has it, but I think they're more popular overseas.
Chris and Grace Adventures says, when I win the car next week, I'll be buying the complete wall mount Crensless setup and booking the house for a week.
There you go. I like that.
Right.
Help me pay for the car.
RR wants to know, is Matt looking to buy another 991.2 GT3 RS? Why was the white one sold?
No, I'd buy a 991.1 GT3 RS. I like the .1 better. I think it looks better. It's a little more raw. I like the suspension, the way it feels better. And so I sold it because I've made a bunch of money on it. It seemed like the right time, which I pretty sure it caught the peak. I sold it because I had the 992 touring coming, and I won a 997. So I said, well, let me just see what happens. It sold in freaking 20 seconds. So I sold it at a $50,000-$60,000 premium over what I paid for it.
All right, MKnight069 says, with price increases everywhere, can you talk about the difference in quality and price between Sonic MSS and Saber? Is it worth it to hold out and save for MSS?
I think the simple answer to that question is: are you set on doing the Sonic foam inlays? If you are, then I think you wait for the Sonic. If you aren't, in many ways, I like the Saber better. The other thing that would lead one way or the other is if you're going to mount to the wall, then Saber would be the choice. If you can't mount to your wall, you definitely want to wait for the Sonic because it's just a much better system. The Saber has some little feet and stuff, but it's not, you'd want to build some like a 2x4 base. I like Saber mounted on the back wall, so you'd have to have either appropriate amount of stringers and wood in the wall, or cut the drywall to do that, or have a block wall. So like at Harbor Hills, I couldn't fit MSS Plus because the garage wasn't deep enough, and so I picked Saber because I had a block wall that I could mount to. I think Saber looks better than Sonic MSS, especially the silver stuff. I think it looks fantastic. But if you're going to do the Sonic tools and the foam inlays and stuff in the future, you'd want an MSS, or of course, like I said, you're going to put it on the ground. So that would be my determining factor.
Fred wants to know, how is your lawn since Alan the lawn care nut set up your grass and sprinklers?
It's about the same. That I think I have to replace the darn lawn. We need another application, so maybe we'll hit it hard this winter with some fertilizer.
All right, Joshua Urban in the chat says, hey, Matt and Chris, first time catching the podcast live. My wife and I came in last month on our honeymoon and got the tour from Janet. It was great to meet the entire OG team. Sorry we missed you, Chris. We'll definitely stop by next time we're in Florida again.
Cool.
Yeah, excellent. Glad you guys stopped by.
Yeah, open door policy. Come on in anytime.
Our buddy Brian out in California, Brian Deal, says, good afternoon, gents. Redith, have you heard of the Horriman garage roller doors they have in the UK? We should try and get some of those out here in America. They're fantastic, very good looking, all powder coated, insulated, etc.
Yeah, I've seen those, and there's another one that I follow, starts with an R. It's like super high, and those are the ones that open horizontally. I can't remember what the brand was, but it's like Rumen or something like that. Let me look it up here. Oh, I just got in a battle with the ductwork cleaning people.
Picking fights. That's good.
Actually, our ductwork was pretty darn clean already. It's nice to get this will be the last decatting of the place.
Are they cats?
I had cats. Or not I had, but the lady. See, like that's what it looked like. And then they get it nice and clean. But $1,200, they're done in 3 hours. So tell me I'm wrong here, people. I'm gonna make myself look bad here.
Yep.
So I wanted to get the ducts clean for the air conditioning system. We have 3 air conditioning systems in the Helen house. Wanted to get that cleaned out, and so they come. And, they're there today, and Jennifer's there, and she's like, Jennifer texts me, it's $1,200. I'm like, $1,200? Well, it's $200 per unit to clean the ducts, and they're like cleaning like frickin' 10 feet of it. And then it's another $600 to do the sanitizing with a 5-year warranty of the sanitization of the, they open up the box, the air handler, and wipe it out with some frickin' Windex or some Microban or something. So I said, are you freaking insane? No, $1,200? Are they going to be there for like 2 days? Because think about this. So if you had, I understand you pay for some expertise, but this is not expertise. This is a simple job, very simple. You need like 2 simple tools and some freaking paper towels. And so the people that are there, it's not the owners. It's just it's just the basic employees, of which they're probably not paying Social Security and FICA tax, if you know what I mean. So they go there, and I get a call, and I said, absolutely not. I said, this is nuts. I said, so how many hours is it going to take? So there's 2 people there, and it's going to take 2 hours to build the whole freaking house. So I'm like, so I'm paying $300 an hour for this job. $300 an hour.
That's a good rate.
That's $600,000 a year of a salary that you'd be paying someone to clean the ducts in my house. I said, this should be something that, like, if it's $1,200, let's say at $50 an hour for 2 people, I should have them for 12 hours. No, they're going to be there for 2. So I should have them there for 12 hours to do all kinds of stuff. I was going to have them hang some fixtures and change some light bulbs and, leaf blow off the property, and, like, I don't understand what this makes no sense. And the owners aren't even there. They're not doing any work. They're sitting at home, trying to find some other idiot to dupe.
So I said, I'm not doing that right now.
So at the end, I ended up paying $900 instead of $1,200. I wasn't even asking for a discount. I just said, no, I'm not doing it. Just leave. And I'm not paying that. Just because I got a nice house doesn't mean I'm freaking stupid. But it's crazy to me that a very, very low skill, very simple task, and they want $300 an hour. That doesn't make any sense. Attorneys don't make that much money. Doctors don't make that much money oftentimes. Dentists don't make that much. Crazy. They went to school for freaking their entire life. So that was my rant for today of the stupidity of, some of the tree guys try to do that too. Like, so how long is tree going to take to get down? Like a year? Is that how long it's going to be? So you have $15,000 to take this tree down? Get out of here. I'm not doing that.
Well, Zach Miller says, air duct cleaning scams are huge in my area right now, and old heads on Facebook absolutely eat it up. So there you go. Maybe you're the
I will never clean it again. I just wanted to get as much cat hair as possible. But it is a scam because they only get like a few feet, few initial 10 feet. They're not like cleaning out your whole system. Yeah. So, and mine wasn't even all that dirty. So I doubt I'll even see a difference for my frickin' $900.
Michael Bowman, we just kind of addressed this, Michael. He's asking about the vacuum solution. Mm-hmm. Will it be ready by the end of the year? Any update? No, not by the end of the year, probably, Michael.
I don't know. We might. I think we can probably do that. So the vacuum's good.
Okay.
The piping's a little wonky looking. Because in that world, they don't care what the pipe looks like, but I do. So the piping is like white piping they just drag across. It's like sent on pallets and in the factories and the shipping people. Like, no one cares about the pipe because the pipe is generally hidden like in behind walls and stuff like that. So we need to find a better pipe solution. Also, the accessories are hot garbage, and so we've got to try to figure out how to make accessories. And I don't like the hose option. So it's the other stuff that needs to work. And the other thing I'm a little concerned about, a vacuum is very simple. And this is an American company, Modern Day, is doing this for me. It's very American made looking, feeling. But it functions really well. Versus, I was looking at some of these like industrial solutions, but then it's like $3,000 for a vacuum that doesn't even really work very well. Like we had some Nilfisk come, some Eurovac, some of these big giant monsters that require like a utility room to fit in. They need like 240 volts. This one's great because you can plug it in, but it's on a completely different level than like a Vacuum Aid or like these ones you get at the big box store. So the brain or the main unit is decent. It doesn't look like I would want to spend. If it were me, I'd want to spend a little bit more money and have like a more solid enclosure. Like the metal to me seems thin. It just seems like it's just what I don't want to do is overcomplicate it, and that's probably what would happen. It doesn't need to be anything crazy. But the function of it, the thing works fantastically well. So we got a little more. I've got a little more soul searching to do on it.
J. Bentley Austin III in the chat says, Matt, ego blower question for you. Mm-hmm. I really, with lots of L's, want to go 765 because of the power. But When you say you really like the 585, I think it is what you said. My ears perk up because what I believe it or not, what you say matters.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting hung up on specs here. If you go watch the video where we test them, the 585 isn't all that different. And the sound of it, it's a little bit smaller, a little bit lighter. I feel like it's just a better suited version for drying cars, and then it was a secondary job for blowing off the driveway. I have in the garage here and in my garage at home, I have the 585. I don't use the 765, and I can have I have them all. We have them on the shelf. So I don't know what that's worth, other than I'm telling you, it's a better user experience on the 585.
All right, we got a couple of this double pressure washer idea here.
Okay.
Some input.
Yeah.
Bradley Odette says, if you hooked up an outlet hose to 2 pressure washers, wouldn't you need a dedicated inlet for each to get good results? Otherwise, you'd be splitting the incoming pressure.
No. Water flows at 8 to 10, 12 gallons a minute out of your spigot, out of the wall. So let's say you're getting 8 gallons a minute. You got 2 pressure washers that are 2 gallons a minute. You still have plenty of headroom. As long as you have decent, like say 80 psi or greater coming into the pressure washer, as well as having enough flow. So if you got 80 psi, 8 gallons a minute, and your pressure washers are only moving 2 gallons a minute, there you go. So that shouldn't be an issue. But you'd have to bring the water in. Yeah.
Then Andrew says, the problem with 2 electric pressure washers is having enough amps in a single circuit. You might have to run from separate circuits on separate breakers.
Yep, that's also true.
Then Real Therapy, he's the one who asked the original question, says, I've seen people who pressure wash driveways will connect two gas pressure washers together.
Yeah.
You need a water hose together and then put a T-fitting connection on the 2 pressure washers.
I kid you not, I've never even considered it. I'm going to have to give him all the credit. Send him a royalty check now.
Real Therapy.
I don't understand why this makes perfect sense to me now. Like, I've never even crossed my mind.
Let's see. CMAC wants to know, is there any pricing info yet when it comes to Kyle's proposed Basic Advanced Pro set of cabinets and tools?
I'm not sure, no. Yeah, I mean, it'll just be the summation of, whatever the arrays end up being. So I'm not sure what that'll add up to. I think it'd probably start at like 4,000 or 5,000 and kind of work your way up from there.
Hey, Matt, Brian wants to know, did you get a chance to tour the Car Pro booth at SEMA? They're releasing a new coating. It's diamond nano-based coating.
They didn't have a booth. Car Pro wasn't there.
All right, let's see who's next. Adam has a business-related question for you. How do you adjust to the seasonal nature of the business at this time of year?
Well, we attempt to not run out of money while we're building inventory, coming up to Black Friday, and then we, essentially cash flow or cash out that inventory, as well as hopefully we try to order throughout the week as well as we get a better sense for what is selling. So, like, we don't have all of the inventory that we're going to need for the sale. We wouldn't have enough room to fit it here, and we don't have the money to do it. Because let's say we're going to sell, $3 million worth of stuff. We probably have about $3 million worth of stuff here, but it's not the exact stuff that is going to go out, right? So it's not a 1-for-1. So it's just that delicate balance of cash flow and inventory, and try to have as little inventory as possible and still have an efficient business where people have it available for them to buy. And we try to stock, what we're selling, and that's the conundrum. That's the tricky part.
The Sword Rules says, which style/model OE wheels are on the M2 giveaway car?
I don't know what the model is. I forget but they're the stock M2 CS wheels. They're freaking awesome. I love them.
Get back to your rant here.
Okay.
For Brandon, a local company quoted my grandma $4,000 to clean her 3,500 square foot house's docks.
Oh my gosh.
Then Enthusiast 2024 says, I can confirm I'm a pre-med student who will be doing residency in general surgery. Not even trauma surgeons make $300 an hour.
Right.
Clearly, you're in the wrong business. You need to be in the air duct cleaning business.
Yeah.
Give up on medical school.
Complete scam. Yeah, they're like, it's this big deal. 2 hours. I guarantee these people, they probably don't pay them more than $10 an hour. You know, they're $10, $12 an hour. That's what these people are getting paid. You know, and it's $1,200 for 2 hours. Get out of here.
Jeff G says he has a hose bib issue at his new house.
Okay.
No bib within 50 feet of the driveway where I'll be washing. No easy way to add inside of the garage.
Yeah.
Do you have any ideas how to extend bib on an exterior? I'm in Pennsylvania, so freezing is a constraint.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be inclined to come off, basically remove the current bib, come off of that, so 90 down into the ground there. And so you just have to put insulated piping, I would think. So you would come down into the ground, insulate it, and then run it over to where you needed it and just do like an exterior solution, paint it all so it looked nice and pretty. Because your walls are probably, actually in Pennsylvania's walls probably aren't blocks, so you can probably pull some of the siding and do it internally. But I would probably just run it up the wall to where the height of the hose bib that you want. So a plumber could do all that for you.
Are those the ones right there? Toda chimed in the chat, so he nailed it.
763M wheels, yeah.
Jet Black, good job, Toda. Let's see here. John Walters says, I absolutely agree on the vacuum solution with the white piping. I ended up polishing the PVC with Cut Max to remove all the scratches and black scuffs in writing.
Yeah. I mean, and from what I understand, there's only one option. It's just white pipe. It's a very specific pipe. I don't think anybody makes anything different. It has all the lettering, the schedule, whatever writing on it. And then they usually has all kinds of scratches from them dragging it across tables and packing tables. And, it's white. It's sitting in, warehouses that usually have like propane powered forklifts that are, have soots all over the place. And yeah, it's not a great option. I don't like it.
Ty G says, why don't they have battery charged pressure washers to hook up to a hose? One less cord to worry about.
Yeah, I mean, Ego, I know, is working on something. Ego could be really good, if they would listen to me, but they probably won't. But the Ego could be a really cool thing.
Didn't we test one or two?
Yeah, the current ones are junk. They're like 0.8 gallons a minute. But if Ego had something, it could be awesome. If it had, the ability to put 2 batteries on it.
Let's see. CJ wants to know, is there any word on Milwaukee packouts? I would like to see how Mike would set up his house project tools versus garage tools.
Yeah, packouts would be awesome, but there's guys that like their entire business is based on packouts. It's something I'd love to tackle at some point, but right now it's not really in the cards. It's just a big undertaking to figure out how to do all that.
Brad wants to know, Brad Hone, did you or Mike really have to cook for Pan?
Yeah. His girlfriend cooks everything for him. He doesn't know how to cook anything. Nothing. But I think we got him up to speed. We taught him how to make a steak, and that's about it. Yeah. Yeah, but we didn't have to pour his cereal for him, but he's not a cooker. He's not into that.
Let's see. Jake Angelo wants to know, why are we conjoining pressure washers? We're washing cars, not moldy houses. The Sol Krenslow is just fine.
Yeah, that just can be kind of fun to see. Yeah. Think about it. Two 1322s are, what are they? $1,200 a piece. That's $2,400. That's still $1,200 less than a KWS 700. And they're a lot quieter and has auto off. So I don't know why I never thought of this. Well, why don't I just put 3 together? So if 2 of them, it's probably not a direct summation, but if I got 3 gallons a minute out of 2 of those, and I created a nice little setup there, I'd probably rather have that over the KWS 700 because the KWS is a freaking crazy loud and doesn't turn off when you release the trigger. I'm going to test this out for sure. We're going to make a video of that.
I learned a new word today from Double S Detailer here. Let's see if I can pronounce this. Anagnorisis? Is that how you would say that word? Anagnorisis? Yeah. Is a change from ignorance to knowledge. What do you think is your greatest anagnorisis? Anagnorisis? Change from ignorance to knowledge.
I don't know.
Asking the deep
It
questions.
has a lot to do with
Fancy words.
with the relationship aspect of business coaching. I think that's been some of the things that I was completely ignorant to, had no concept, no information, nothing, that I now know how to do, is pretty remarkable, the growth there. And a lot of it has to come from the willingness to be kicked in the nuts often, and not...
That's not fun.
Yeah, not holding on to a lot of your judgments and stuff like that.
Stint Placer wants to know, did anything ever materialize from the garage/condo place in Tampa?
No. It's not the right time in my life to do it. To do it the way that it would have had to have worked, I would have had to buy 2 of them at $350,000 a piece. No financing. No one's financing any of that stuff. So I'd have to come up with 700 G's cash, right? And then that's just for a rectangle. That's for no drywall. That's for no mezzanine. That's for no
No nothing.
No electrical. There's a panel there, but you got to have an electrician. You got a plumber. You got to have all that stuff. All that stuff come after the fact. And the purpose of it would be to be able to sell other garages. But I don't know these guys. They don't know me. They might throw me a bone and a couple of people to help. But I would need to sell 100 garages out of the 300. And most people just aren't. Even rich dudes, most of the time, they can't see when the expert's right in front of them. And so most of them just wouldn't do it. They'd end up with new age cabinets and end up with a contractor putting in a beer tap and all the other neon signs and weird couches and crap in these garages. So it would really only work if both the owners were on board and we were kind of in this together. So the other issue I had with their setup is that you can't go whenever you want. You can only go when, on certain hours, because they've got all kinds of events. In order to make this place work, they have to generate revenue as well. So you're spending $700,000 for the garage, $35,000 initiation fee, and $6,000 a year for the membership, which that's pretty reasonable compared to a lot of these. Some of these, I think a thermal club is $200,000 a year. It's a much, or maybe it's $200,000 initiation, but it's a significant amount of money more than this place would be. But those are the vast majority of people, and a lot of those are real racers, like Ferrari challenge racers and stuff like that. This is more of a enthusiast place for enthusiasts by enthusiasts, and so in order to make it work, in order to make the math work, they've got to do different events, different corporate events, all that kind of stuff. So you can only go Thursday certain hours and Sunday, and so then the problem is you got 300 members, and a good percentage of them are going to be there on those open days, not all of them certainly. And so then now you have your own sort of crowded track that you can only go and do certain times. I think the appeal of having a track garage and a track membership is I can go whenever the heck I want. That way I can figure out when nobody's there, because that's what I would want. I don't be pointing people by and all that kind of crap. So that was another sort of detractor. I'm sure they know how to do this. They've done one up in Michigan, so I'm sure that I'm over exaggerating how much it matters that you can go whatever time you want. And then the other thing that was a difficulty for me is that I could have made it work, and then I could have, kind of let people borrow it for money, but you can't. You're the only person that's allowed to drive. You can't even bring friends to drive on the track, because then the track would be too crowded. So it really wasn't something I could make the numbers work at not this point in my life. If I, maybe 10 years from now and I just have infinite resources, maybe I'd buy something like that just to have it, but because it'll probably appreciate as well. So that's the story.
Alexandra YouTube says Karcher Professional has a battery powered high power pressure washer. So I don't know if that's what she's talking about, but there you go.
Yeah. It's probably not great. Hey, another question I have for everybody. Maybe you can make some suggestions. So Pan went with me to Helen. Any other personalities that you think I could get along with that would go in December that I could invite to come that you'd like to see on video? Give me some suggestions who you might want to come and hang out for the week, and we can do some fun stuff. Doesn't have to be detailing. Could be. We talked about it. Imagine we had like Sam the cooking guy. I could talk him into coming out there.
That would be fun.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Let's see. Boz wants to know: is there a chance for a cordless vacuum solution?
Yeah, the Milwaukee. I just was testing it, using it today. It's pretty darn good. It's a dual battery. I did the HD sized 8.0 batteries. The thing's pretty sweet.
Zach wants to know if you have a white car with a lot of gloss black trim, would you get gloss black wheels or satin black wheels?
I don't like gloss black if I can help it, because the wheels will be jacked up for the moment you touch them. So even though you have gloss black trim, I would prefer some sort of satin black. You'll thank me later. The gloss, if you see it under any kind of lights, like mine, even on the M2, looks terrible.
Henry Collins says, I have a crappy Ryobi battery pressure washer that was like $100. 320 PSI, 0.8 gallons per minute.
Yep.
Waste of money, but I just want to see what it was like. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, those are for like, you fill up the bucket, you're in an apartment, it's like what you got to do. It's better than nothing. But that's more, capable of like rinsing your feet off at the beach kind of thing.
Let's see. Oh, and Double SD Taylor told me I pronounced that word correctly, so that's good. Thanks, Double S. The Mad Piranha wants to know, are there any plans to attend BMW Invasion Orlando in 2023? It was super cool to see you guys and meet all you guys there.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably go, but I'm not going to have a booth. My booth days are done. I'll never do it again. It's not for me. Christopher
Weissenbach says, tell Matt to go wash his hands. Go wash your hands.
Yeah, I don't need to today.
All right.
I haven't peed on them.
Here's some suggestions for people to come
okay,
with you.
Cool.
Ammo Guy. I guess that's...
Yeah, he's not going to go there, I don't think.
Yeah, have Larry come down, but tell him to leave the stinky cars at home.
Yeah.
Larry. Nick Bear. That's your
I'd love
guy,
that,
right?
but I'm embarrassed to, I'm too fat, to...
He would go on your hikes with you.
Yeah, it'd be fun to go on hikes. I might shock him a little bit, but yeah.
All right, let's see. Adam.
We could have Adam go, yep.
Adam and Colette.
Tommy F, yeah, it'd be kind of fun.
The Hoff.
Ooh, Matt Reisinger, that would be amazing.
Matt Reisinger.
The problem is a lot of these people are grown-ups, like Matt Reisinger has kids and family. He's probably much more needed than I am in the family unit. Phil from AutoFanatic wouldn't be on camera, so that wouldn't be any good. But that's a good idea.
The guys from the Slip Angle, maybe? I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know them.
Adam LZ, Adam would be cool. Yeah. Tommy has too much drama around him right now.
Oh, that's what would be kind of fun.
Yeah. Have Adam LZ and Colette, excuse me.
Yeah, we'll definitely have Adam there at some point. That'll be fun.
Vinny must know, are you ever going to have any get-togethers like the Rupes one 3 or 4 years ago?
I've been thinking about that.
It was like a training where people came from all over.
I mean, I thought that's what I was headed toward, to all kinds of different training events and things like that. But I was thinking about going out to Rupes again at some point, doing another event. That could be cool, or obviously doing something here. The other thing I've been thinking about doing, I think I'm going to get this done, is I'm going to offer up, and I'm going to sell this a bit, but I'm going to offer up, and maybe we'll get a sponsor, DIY YouTuber versus the pros pro, right? We have a competition. And I'm going to talk trash saying I'm freaking good. I'm going to win.
So you're the DIY YouTuber?
Yeah, I'm the DIY YouTuber, right? And then we're going to find, and we do it like in the Facebook group and have people vote.
Oh, they can nominate somebody?
You have to submit, you submit your application of why you should be chosen. And then we'll create some sort of poll or something. So get some buzz going in the Facebook group. And I'm going to talk a bunch of trash like I do. And say, look, because I probably will win. but I shouldn't. And we'll have Facebook group also come up with what is the criteria, and then we would need to have some people volunteer as judges. Mm-hmm. And so we'd also have the group vote on, we need some, I got a bunch of enemies in the Facebook group, so I got to have some, a nice balance of Democrats and Republicans of detailing, the yin and the yang of detailing, so that way we have, a fair and balance like Fox News, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so we have a fair and balance, so we create, like, maybe there's a bunch of criteria like the time it takes, that's worth something. The technique is rated. Obviously the finish, the result, that kind of thing. And we take a car, we put tape down the middle of it, so that way you have a fair, we pick like a good car to do would be like a Corvette or something. It's a little more difficult to deal with, and we have you have a certain amount of time to do the whole half of the car. And so let's say the pro is done in half the amount of time, is going to get a good score there, but let's say and his technique is better, but my finish came out better, or whatever. And then all the critique of all the particular details, like dealing with doing the extra, going the extra mile to so you got to sort of find that balance of what are things worth, like doing door jams and stuff like that. You might get done faster, but if you skip over a lot of the detail, and at the end of it, we have the judges, score it. And so maybe we get a few industry experts. We have like 2 spots for 2 like followers to come out. So we have like 4 judges. We have, the one detailer, and, we have the sponsor help, pay for all this. And it's, and then we set the record straight. Can a DIY goof take on the pro? And you as a pro, do you have the balls to take me on?
I'm sure there's lots of people who love that opportunity.
Yeah, don't you think that'd be cool? It'd be good content. Mm-hmm. Me and that guy would probably become buddies at the end of the thing, because I become buddies with everybody, even though they think that I'm a douche. That's because they've judged me before actually talking to me, and I talk a lot of trash.
So with these judges, would they watch you do this, or would they come in blind at the end?
I think they'd have to be here watching technique. They'd have to be watching the timing, see what's happening. We could figure it out to where we'd like kind of block off where you couldn't see what the other person was doing or something like that, so you could be talking to the camera. But I think in order to make it work, I think having it on one car would make the most sense. That way you're dealing with the same set of circumstances. Now maybe if there's like a big paint chip on one side, you're not dinged for that. But the finish on the hood is going to be similar from right to left, and we don't get something crazy jacked up, but like a nice car, a nice car that, like my E36 is a really nice car that needs to be dialed in. And we do it over like 2 days or something like that. And you take it from start to finish, and you can use whatever products you want. I'm going to use my process and my product, so make sure we set it up to where that the competitor has all the things that he wants to use. So if they let's say they're Modesta or something like that, I'm going to do my DIY stuff that I like, and at the end of it, we'll have the judges judge. And I'm sure I can talk some famous people into this as well. I would start training. And I'd shoot some videos of, I'd do some more training for this event, and having my technique critiqued and stuff like that. So I'd be preparing. They could prepare too if they wanted to. And my argument has always been that you could buy your way into being a decent detailer by hiring training and buying great products. And that person, hopefully we'd find someone who's a bit more blue collar that would argue that its skill is more important, and we can talk about time and experience versus passion and enthusiasm. I think that could be cool.
Let's see. Lots of people in the chat are excited about
and
this.
And I talk mad trash about it because I'm probably going to win. These freaking jokers think that I'm not any good at this. I'm freaking good at this. I'm telling you.
At one time, you were IDA certified, but that ran out. So
I stopped paying for it.
I don't want to pay for it.
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right, let's see. Larry, Tommy F. Yeah. Is there a way, Austin wants to know, to control overspray when pressure washing a car? I think the neighbors are getting upset.
No, not really.
Just get more land.
Yeah, and point downward at it. Don't shoot straight across. You want to. That's why you need the wand.
The lawn guy, I don't think he'd do too well stint placer, but maybe he is a secret detailer we just don't know about.
We'd have some great conversations.
Yeah.
He and I have a lot in common outside of the lawn stuff.
Tim wants to know: have you done the track at BMW Greenville previously?
Oh yeah, many, many times. I've been there probably 7 times, 8 times, something like that.
Obsessed Mobile Detailing says that dude in blue. Get him down here.
Yeah, David was already there.
Yeah.
So yeah, we could have Billy and Ryan come up. Those guys work too much.
Brian wants to know. He says he doesn't have the garage depth to accommodate 24-inch deep cabinets.
Mm-hmm.
Any suggestions? Are New Age that inferior?
Yeah, garbage. Don't buy them. You'd want Sonic MSS. Those are only 19.7 inches deep.
All right, Chris and Grace Adventures say they have a boat. I want to start washing with the Active 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
The issue with the boat is I will need a white hose so as not to mark the gel coat. Any ideas?
Our blue hose shouldn't mark. Nobody makes a white hose that I know of. But the blue hose should be non-marking. I think you'd be okay. But again, yeah, it would be potentially pretty dicey.
Steve Rosales asked a very important question that I haven't heard in a while. Did the cookie lady use the gift card yet? So I had to go all the way back because it's been a while.
Yeah.
No, sadly.
Well, not sadly. That's fantastic.
$100 gift card has still got $100 on it.
Yeah, this is the beauty of gift cards is that some large percentage of them don't actually use the gift card. So it's like it's a profitable scam.
Yeah. Cookie lady still.
Yeah.
She her husband.
What are these people
whoever.
saying about my
Let's go down here too.
my challenge? That we call it the detailing challenge or something like that.
Blah blah blah. Be an awesome collab. OG and TJ Hunt. Got anything?
Yeah. TJ would.
Jim
be fun.
from White Detailing.
Yeah, I thought about that a lot. That's a big trip for him, But I'd love to have Jim out for sure.
Go up against Billy.
I'll take on Billy. I'll take him on. I want somebody who doesn't like me. That'd be way better content, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
Or not even somebody that doesn't like me, but like somebody that.
They just roll their eyes at you.
Yeah, Billy and I could do it tomorrow. It'd be fun, and he'd probably win. But I would give him a run for his money.
I think we're still talking about people coming to Destination OG. Get Larry Chin. Who's Larry Chin? I don't know who that is. Yoshi says, if you get Larry Chin to do Destination OG, that would be pretty cool.
That would be cool. I've never met him.
Who is he? What does he do?
He's a photographer, famous photographer who's now doing YouTube stuff.
Evan Shanks.
John Fetterman.
John Fetterman.
You know who John Fetterman is, Chris?
Oh, he's the
guy who had the stroke in Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
those freaking
like
morons. My moron people. My
guy.
people. My Pennsylvanians voted for somebody who can't speak. It's just the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. Oh my gosh, idiots.
Let's see. I think Matt would win. Hold on. Who do you think Matt would win?
Yeah, detailing challenge. Me versus Jason. That would be great. I think I could do it with a lot of different people. I think one of the people would line up to come kick my butt.
Yeah, you could do it like quarterly.
Yeah. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Chicago Auto Pros.
Yeah, that's Jason.
Dallas
Jason from Chicago.
paint correction guy.
Oh, that would be fantastic. I would destroy him. It wouldn't even be close. That guy's been detailing for about 6 months.
Scott Kilmer. I think we're back to Helen things again.
Yeah. Oh, this would be so fun to talk so much trash.
Here's another good idea from Christopher Weisenbach. Matt, how much do you think people would pay to watch you wash one of your cars with only products you can buy from Walmart just to watch the crazy unfold?
Yeah, I'm not doing that, so we will never find out.
Javier wants to know, do you have anything planned for winter collection merchandise?
We have a bunch of hoodies and stuff.
Hoodies, long sleeve tees.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know.
I could get, I actually met Shmee at, who's Tim. I forget what Tim's last name is. Yeah. Shmee, he and I are going to do something together at some point soon.
Have the guys from Savage Geese go to Helen.
Yeah, they might be
They've
down.
been here before. All right, let's scroll back down here.
Yeah.
Detail. Okay, where do you look for business/entrepreneurship advice and guidance? Who do you listen to? Tyler wants to know.
Yeah, I don't really look or listen very much. I mean, I have my coaches. At a time, I went to Gary V's 4Ds, which was that's how I met James. So that was a worthwhile investment. He had gone there as well. James from Active. Yeah, I mean, that's been the one. And then spending a little time with Gary and at the thing, and then at dinner that night. So I think if I were going to follow one person, but Gary does have a lot of hustle porn, discussion of just work hard kind of thing, which is partly right, but I don't really look much at that kind of stuff, and I would advise you not, because most of the people that are pimping that aren't practicing what they preach.
Let's see. Luxury microfiber guy. Not even going to try and spell his name.
That's Samit. Yeah.
Okay.
Samit. I'd destroy Samit at detailing and polishing.
Javier says Matt's the type to do rage detailing and get your rage polishing.
Yeah.
Let's see. Will you be reviewing the Milwaukee polishers? Saw them on the CS page in the store.
Yes. Yeah. Whatever my version of a review, which is to talk about. I have video coming up where I've made the full transition to battery. So. Milwaukee, the new Rupes, and the Nano, the 3, and then combined with the PXE80 with the new little snake tool on it for your door jams and weird areas. I'll show you that soon.
Chromatic detail dude.
I don't think he's on camera either.
Oh, him and the Auto Fanatic, they don't ever go on camera?
Yeah. Huh. He may have, but I think he's off camera as well.
Pan, you and Pan have a little detail off.
Yeah.
No, I think that now they're talking about your.
Yeah, I'd destroy Pan too. That would need to be close. He's yeah. We'll do that. We should do that. He wouldn't want to do that. I'm too competitive. He doesn't like that.
He'd be just sitting back eating a steak.
Yeah, yeah. The steak that I made for him, right?
Neil White says, Matt, what did Pan think of downtown Helen? Did you take him on the mountain coaster?
No, I didn't.
That would be fun to see.
Actually, we didn't really do much downtown. We went to the grocery store and we went to dinner a few times. It's he didn't have quite the nose up of the stinkiness that I have. Mm-hmm. So didn't see, really, if you weren't. If you're not considering buying like a life-changing property there, you wouldn't be critiquing it that much because it's decent. It's a decent place.
Let's see. Redmond05 says, off topic, when can we send our cars to OGHQ to get customized by Mike F? We provide the car, OG provides the parts and labor.
Yeah, I don't think you'd want to pay the price for that.
James from Active for the Helen team up. Where does James live? Is he?
Toronto.
Okay. Canadian guy. Let's see. I think that's all we got for now here.
Yeah.
Do a bracket. That's another good idea for Steven.
That would be cool.
Matt versus.
Although then I'd be stuck. I lose in the first round.
Yeah, then you're out.
And then I've got to sit there and watch and pay for everything. I don't want to do that.
All the more pressure to win.
I get a buy of every round for me and the one foot in the bill. Yeah.
Oh man.
I think it'd be fun though. I think people would really enjoy it. It'd be funny to talk trash and give the haters an opportunity to hate some more. And because I don't care if I lose, I should lose. I'm going to take on somebody who does it for a living. I mean, I should lose that. But I think I'd surprise a lot of people. And or maybe not. Maybe I'm more confident than I should be. And I'm just looking at my E36 over there, and although not looking so hot here from a knowing how to manage a polisher perspective. I got a big giant.
That's going in the scoring rubric for sure.
Yeah, right. How much polish ends up on your shirt? Yeah, that would be fun. I just imagine making the video. It'd be so much fun to sit there and stare at it and just go full Maddie, full cranky, full look. Let's do this. I'm gonna destroy you. It'd be so much fun. And then most of the YouTubers wouldn't do it because they'd they know they're going to lose, and they'd be afraid to lose and afraid to show that. I don't give a crap what people think, so I'd be happy to lose. But the pros, there's a lot of pros that would love to put me in my place. It'd be so freaking awesome. I just think it would be great. You guys would all get a kick out of it. And one thing is 100% certain is that I'm not going to embarrass myself. I know how to freaking do it. And so what do I got to lose other than just the pride of saying I beat someone? So I guess that is the thing. I don't have anything to lose. The pro has a lot more, reputation to lose. You lose to this, but I would argue I'm pretty darn good at this. So even if you did lose, maybe it's not the end of the world.
Two people, Henry and Nicholas, both say Chromatic is on camera all the time.
Yeah, sure. I guess I don't watch enough of his videos. I'm always thinking of the cinematic ones.
Let's see. Cars with JR wants to know when we're going to start drop shipping cinnamon rolls. Mike did bring back, what did he bring, like 6 dozen back the last time?
I wonder if I could talk them into that and say, hey, can you make these? I'll ship them for you. I'll take them worldwide. We would sell a frickin' boatload.
They were really good.
Yeah.
I had one just cold, and it was all right, and then I heated it up at his suggestion. It was
well, and you
nice.
probably had them a couple days old.
Yeah, it was
too.
like 3 or 4 days old at that point.
It's even better when it's fresh.
Raphael says you've had time with the Press-All bottles.
Yeah.
Are they still a favorite, or are you already looking for something new?
No, they're the ones.
Said what says Chromatic is also a BMW guy, for whatever that's worth. Double S Detailer. Have you tried to build Hamber UK products? UK John from Forensic Detailer loves it. Maybe time for Matt to shout out to John to visit the US.
Yeah, I have all of them. John would be great to come to Helen. I'd love to have him there.
He's the build Hamber guy? Yeah.
Nah, he's forensic detailing. Yeah,
Okay.
I'd have a blast if John came and visited. The UK guys are just tricky to get there. To come all the way over here for just a week. But
so we actually those came in this week. I think all the built Hamber stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
Brad Hone says he would order cinnamon rolls for sure. There you go. Send some out to the Pacific Northwest. Brandon would also buy some. Here we go.
Yeah. We'd sell $10,000-$20,000 a month worth of cinnamon rolls for those people. They could just close a shop and just do that. Just make those. Nothing but those. You can put them in business.
Have you expanded? Have you tried the other stuff there? Or
I bought all kinds of stuff. They have the Buckeyes. Buckeyes.
Oh, yeah.
Those are fantastic.
Chocolate with the peanut butter in the middle.
Yep. I bought all kinds of stuff from some like breads and pies and all kinds of stuff. It's freaking awesome. Bought their apple butter.
Ooh.
Yeah, their pumpkin butter. All kinds of delicious stuff there.
Christopher wants to know, can Matt elaborate on his thoughts of other YouTubers that slap their name on detail products like they're selling snake oil?
So here's my take on this. This has been my take from the very beginning. Forget them. Let's just talk about me here for a minute. Why I've never done that. In the world of YouTubers, non-detailing YouTubers, I get it. Just take on a product line and try to sell something to their customer base, right? And most of their customer base doesn't care anyway. They're not that discerning anyway. So like David, that dude in blue, worked with the guys from the Dip Your Car guys, and they had a blender that they worked with. They just made a nice, decent line of products, for the car enthusiast, not the detailing enthusiasts. It makes sense, and you come out, you're an Instagram girl influencer, or you're some dude who loves cars, but you're not in love with detailing. Could be something, a nice little revenue generator for you. But for me, and I was walking around with two other guys around my age in the the detailing industry that have prominent positions, and they were both of them were kind of tag teaming me, convincing me, said, look, dude, you could make your own line. Why don't you make your own line of products? That way you're not getting knocked off, you're not getting copied all the time. We could help you do that. You could blend your own products, you can reverse engineer different products and things like that. And my argument has always been for curating products is that, let's say you're 3M. 3M owns Meguiar's. Meguiar's has probably some amazing chemists that are making products, And let's pretend, I don't think McGuire's is focused on this as much as they once were, but let's say McGuire's was laser focused on the professional line, making the absolute best product for each application. Let's say it's an interior cleaner. We were talking about that earlier. So the McGuire's, the McGuire's chemists have recipe books of what is needed in what's an interior cleaner, and then hopefully they have bodies of knowledge and group think and ability to sit down and think, well, if we change this or tweak that based on years of experience, we change this amount of surfactant or this amount of detergent, and we remove this scent and put that in because we know this scent does this and that, and we put in some UV inhibitors, and they understand how the chemical bond works, and they build something, they make something. The chances of them, even if with all that knowledge and all that money and all that research and all the wisdom, the chances of them creating the best interior cleaner is slim, still very, very slim. And choose that for wheel cleaner, for anything, soap, all this stuff. And so what we have is we have all these blenders and all these manufacturers and all these chemists that are all over the world, and they've kind of put together a product line. Each one of them is a manufacturer. McGuire's has a product line. They have 200 products. Turtle Wax has a product line. CarPro has a product line. CarPro is really the marketer. They're not the blender. McGuire's is the blender. In fact, McGuire's through 3M probably even has a lot of the contract manufacturing of the raw materials. P&S is a blender. They're not manufacturing the raw materials, but they're a blender. So they're Dave Phillips has his own recipe book, and then he's, based on his experience and expertise, is formulating products, making products. So I'm not Dave Phillips. I'm not 3M. I'm not a 3M chemist, right? And so I'm just a guy, and a guy who loves products, and a guy that a little bit more than a guy, because I know how a product should work, and I have a strong ideas based on experience on what I would want a product to do. But even then, it's like trying to catch lightning in a bottle. And we have, I think at least 17 different products. So let's just say it's 20 different products to do detailing. More than that. So let's say it's 30. So then you got 30 individual products that you've got to catch lightning in a bottle. So you got to have lightning strike the same spot 30 times. And by the way, you've got to invest, even if you were just trying things and testing things to create a robust product line of 30 different things. How many hundreds of thousands or tens of thousands of hours, how many different bottles and different iterations you shipping back and forth from the chemist? Because I don't have a chemist here. I don't have a chemist on staff. So maybe I hire a chemist. Maybe we head down that path. But even then, even if I hired the best chemist in the world, we might be able to create a nice quality product line, but we're not going to catch lightning in a bottle. We're not going to have the best-in-class product for all 20 categories. We're just not going to have it. Now, there's some preference that comes into best-in-class, but I think you could take any of the products in the Obsessed Garage lineup of detailing chemicals, and if it's not the best, it's pretty darn close. And there might be some reasoning why, I like that product. Part of it is I haven't discovered, I haven't tried every single product. But the odds of me being able to create, this is a non-curated, this is my own product line, I would make a lot more money if I did this. But I'd have to sell something. I'd have to give up ethically something in order to do that. So we created our drying aid, which we didn't really create, which is B&B, blended. We just bought that. It happened to be an off-the-shelf product. I think it's the best drying aid product on the market. Otherwise, we wouldn't be selling it. But the magic here is that if I discover something else, Beadmaker 3.0, I punt the drying aid and go right back to Beadmaker. So I want that ability. And so I think you have Shine Supply and Ethos. You have Lithium. There are hundreds and hundreds of product lines from actual detailers that have actual experience detailing. I met this guy, Suds Factory. I met, there's System X. There's, hundreds and hundreds of companies that are new and up and coming, and they're not chemists. They're working with a blender like a P&S or a B&B or something like that, or a Warner Chemical, Ammo NYC is another product line. So there's hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, if not tens of thousands of product lines that aren't the chemists. They aren't the blender. They certainly aren't manufacturing the raw materials. They probably don't even have an expertise in chemistry at all, and yet they're creating a product line. How much I could never invest the amount of time that I think would be necessary just to create one great product. And so this is why I believe that we're going to be the first to ever do this. We're going to create a curated product line of co-branded products, some private labeled through B&B or Warner or Projet or like some of the products we have. Others we partner with Adams or McGuire's or anyone, Turtle Wax, whatever. And then some we're going to sort of work with G-Technic or CarPro, our friends that are I think that are the Geons that make the best products in the world. We're going to, because they are what McGuire's used to be. There's what Adams used to be. They're not there. They're up and coming. So I believe that they are on the cutting edge and what I find to be the products that I tend to like the most. And then we're going to put that in a bottle, and it says Obsessed Garage Surface Prep by CarPro. Obsessed Garage engine dressing by McGuire's. Those kind of things. And then we're able to have a matching bottle, matching gallon, matching squeeze bottle, matching lithium ion or lithium battery, battery powered sprayer. And we'll have a curated, it is my product line, but it's curated and co-branded. Rupes or Obsessed Garage heavy cut by Rupes, or by Jesscar. And we work together, and because I think I'm going to have massive success doing that, then I can go out to the chromatic detailing, the Pan the organizers, the auto fanatics of the world, and see if I can convince them to try the product line, and then maybe become spokespeople. Rick's Audi Double Garage, and then also send the product to Carzilla. Send the product to retailers, detail image retailers and stuff like that throughout the country, as well as partnering with IND and PSI and Dundon Motorsports and stuff like that. And then we can also start to get the product in, and I would envision taking the product line, and let's say we have the young car girl that has lots of influence, like Kayla Rundle or Natalie Roosh or some of these up-and-coming YouTubers that you could have that are car girls. You could have come and teach them, and teach the Cletus McFarlands or whoever, teach them to be like legit, utilizing legit car washing, legit, if they wanted to get into polishing, and have them become the spokespeople, and then I can take a product and make it worldwide viable, but off the backs of the lightning in a bottle that's caught. And so then we have the best product line in the world. So that's why I don't just go out and blend a product line. Even though I'll make a lot less money doing it this way, I get to maintain something very different than what anybody else is doing. And the way that you do that is by not just using a single blender and creating a product line of the best that you can come up with. Because you can't, my friend Jeremy from Shine Supply can't invest 10,000 hours in every single product. His product line's great, and it's good for a ton of people. But, I think he would even admit he probably doesn't have the best product in every single category. He likes it, certainly, probably. If Jeremy's put a stamp on him, sure, it works and works well. But is it really great? I want to have a great product line. I don't think there's any way that I could do that. And then I back into having, if we are successful enough at this, then I have exclusivity on certain products. And then the only way to get B&B Slipstream that we call OG Drying Aid the only way to get it is through us. So that's my thought process on it.
Couple more questions here, then we'll call it a day. So let's see. CJ wants to know, what are you using for a home network, and do you like it?
Yeah, it's okay. It's TP-Link. I have a TP-Link Deco. It's really only good for two, so I have them wired together. And yeah, it's pretty good.
All right, let's see. Chris has an idea. You should start selling unboxing knives / box cutters, since your OG customers order a lot of stuff from all over.
Yeah, we try to do that, but like most of the knife manufacturers are sold out on their own site, so they can't. Like Chris Reeve, they said they were down, but it'd be 2 years before we could get a knife. So I would love to do that, but maybe we could do something like Benchmade or something like that that's a little more practical.
All right, then a couple cinnamon roll questions to close things out here. Matt, this is from Eric Miller. How do the cinnamon rolls compare to Amish baked goods from Pennsylvania?
I think it's an Amish, or they're Mennonites, I believe, that are doing it in Helen. Same idea. They're just delicious, homemade stuff.
Let's see. Bradley Odette has a suggestion here. Have a garage giveaway where people can only buy cinnamon rolls for entries.
That'd be funny.
And then C-Mac asks an important question here. Is there any frosting or icing to the famous cinnamon rolls? Otherwise, they seem like they might be a little dry.
They're like whatever that sticky sugar, however they make a cinnamon roll with it's like basically sugar in oil.
Butter.
Yeah, sugar and butter.
Yeah, so
delicious.
It's liquidy. It's not. It's moist. It's not dry like the. I know what you're saying there, C-Mac. All right, so there we go. Brad Hone, thanks for doing this. I have missed it this summer. Yeah, it's been a while since we were both here in the same place at the same time.
Yeah.
And next, we had a couple people ask here who missed out in the beginning. Next Friday, 2:00, that's when the winner will be announced.
Correct. Yeah, we were going to do it earlier, but I'm going to be in South Carolina picking up the G80. And I've made a post in the Facebook group. It's pinned to the top of the Obsessed Garage Facebook group. Would love to go grab dinner with some of you who live around there, if you'd like to, on the 16th. So on the 15th is Tuesday. I'm flying there, and I won't get there till late. And then the 16th is Wednesday. I'm doing the one-day M school, and then it's over at like 4 o'clock. So sometime that night, go to Greenville and grab some dinner together. And I'll let you guys buy me dinner, and then just kidding. And then I'm doing the Performance Center delivery of the car on the 17th and flying out that night.
Yeah, so Wednesday the 16th. If you're not on Facebook, you can just email Matt at obsessedgarage.com. I'll give you the details when they figure it out.
Yep.
All right, well, thank you all for joining us. We appreciate the question, appreciate your support, and tune in next week to see who won the M2.
I'm going to go coat the E36. It's ready to go.
Can coat.
No.